Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking something absolutely fascinating and honestly, incredibly vital. Think about it. Did you know the average person touches their phone over 2,000 times a day? It's wild. We are literally entirely immersed in the digital age. Our physical and digital lives, they're completely interwoven now, from how we bank and shop online, right down to how we form our most deeply held opinions. But with this incredible, unprecedented convenience comes a landscape of risks that targets something much, much deeper than just our data.
Okay, let's dive into this. What is the very first thing that comes to mind when you think of a digital threat? If you're like most of us, your brain probably jumps straight to that classic Hollywood trope, right? The shadowy hacker in a dark hoodie furiously typing green code to break into some secure server. And hey, while traditional cybercrime is absolutely a reality, we really need to completely rethink that assumption. The truth we're exploring today points to a danger that is way more subtle and, honestly, significantly more dangerous.
So here's the massive twist. In the past, bad actors focused their efforts almost entirely on bypassing software security, the classic computer hack. But today, we're dealing with a totally different beast. The most sophisticated attacks out there right now are executing psychology hacks. It's an industry practice known as social engineering. Think about it. Why spend millions of dollars trying to brute force a massive corporate firewall when it is infinitely cheaper and way easier to just hack human nature? The targets aren't just your files anymore. The targets are your fears, your curiosity, and your everyday decisions.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how they pull it off. Fake news, misleading ads, fake profiles, and sophisticated online scams. It is just a relentless barrage. But the psychology behind this is fascinating. These tactics are specifically designed to induce cognitive overload. By literally bombarding our screens with a massive volume of digital noise, manipulators completely overwhelm our critical thinking faculties. The entire goal is to force us out of our logical minds and into a state where we're just reacting purely on emotion.
Now, I know this sounds painfully obvious, doesn't it? Not everything you see in the digital world is true, yet we fall for it all the time. Why? Well, it comes down to heuristics. Basically, these are the mental shortcuts our brains use to conserve energy. When your feed is moving at lightning speed, your brain simply does not have the time to process every single thing deeply. So we rely on these shortcuts. We instantly trust a polished graphic, a verified checkmark, or some emotionally charged headline. And manipulators, they know exactly how to exploit those exact shortcuts.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because how do we actually fight back? We do it by intentionally introducing cognitive friction. Step 1, do not trust immediately. Literally give yourself a mandatory pause. Step 2, check the source to see who is actually benefiting from sharing this information. And step 3, verify the facts independently. By forcing this brief little moment of friction, you are giving the rational, logical part of your brain the absolutely crucial seconds it needs to catch up with that emotional, reactive part.
Now, we all know the foundational golden rules, right? Never share your OTPs, passwords, or banking details. But incredibly smart people still hand these over every single day. How does that happen? It's because psychological hackers completely bypass our logic using triggers like artificial urgency. Picture this. You get a terrifying text saying your account is going to be deleted in 5 minutes. Or they use authority bias, pretending to be the IRS or your bank's fraud department. They hijack your panic response so effectively that you hand over the keys before your rational mind even has a chance to boot up.
Which brings us to a really fascinating shift in how we need to view our own security. For decades, we relied almost exclusively on antivirus software to keep us safe. We buy the programs, we update our systems. But in today's era, the strongest, most impenetrable security measure you can possibly deploy is human awareness. You are the ultimate firewall. Just as software developers write code to patch vulnerabilities in a computer system, we have to use education and awareness to patch the vulnerabilities in human psychology.
Because here is the beautiful thing. When you actually engage your conscious mind, the manipulator's entire toolkit instantly becomes useless. Independent thought acts as an active, impenetrable shield against manipulation. High awareness completely stops scams dead in their tracks, because those scams rely entirely on you being distracted. And when you take just a moment for proper analysis, attempts at digital brainwashing simply collapse. Your critical mind isn't just some passive filter. It is an incredibly powerful defense mechanism.
So the crucial point is really about intentionality. We have these brilliant, powerful smartphones connecting us to the entire globe, but a smart device is absolutely useless without a smart user holding it.
We have to take back the steering wheel from the algorithms. It's about consciously choosing to use technology as a tool to enhance our lives, rather than letting it use us, or, just becoming a passive consumer to the manipulators hiding out there in the noise. I actually want you to treat this less like a quote and more like a brand new mental algorithm to install right into your own mind. Think before you click, verify before you trust, stay safe in the digital world. Honestly, let this be the new default setting for your brain. Before your finger taps, your brain needs to verify. It's simple, it's direct, and it is absolutely the key to protecting your mind and your reality.
Which leads me to one final provocative question for you to ponder long after this explainer ends. How much smarter are you than your smartphone? Your device is incredible at processing data, sure, but only you possess the power of intuition, critical thinking, and conscious awareness. The very next time you're scrolling, remember that you are the one in charge. Rely on your brilliant mind, protect your psychology, and stay sharp out there. Thank you so much for joining me to explore this vital topic today.